Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Lady Linda Bird. I'm coming. I want to thank you for tuning into my channel. I hope you have your coffee. I have mine. Coffee is a hug in the mug. You know what we say around here. So it's Sunday morning in November, which is also Diabetes Awareness Month, and I'm going to talk about that today. Um, I just like to just start out with a hug because we all need one. So I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is that you are tuning in. You know you're welcome here. So this morning I was just sitting here. I took my checked my glucose and it's looking pretty good. And I even had a glass of wine last night. But it's important, to stay aware because diabetes is. I used to think that it was um, nothing that big of a deal. I really did until I got into the Medicare insurance sphere and became an insurance agent and began to realize just how devastating the disease is, the impact that it has on people. It affects everything. It truly does. It affects your nerves, your kidneys, heart disease. Maybe you've heard of something called neuropathy, where people actually lose um, feeling in certain parts of their limbs. I'm also knitting. So this is one way that I relax. We should talk about that. How do you guys relax? You know, I have a pretty intense lifestyle. I do. I mean, I work during the week. I have an 87-year-old mother that I take care of, and sometimes, you know, I have to put her needs before my business and priorities, and I have to get backed up and recalibrate my calendar. But it's all good because it's all love, right? So I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm making a hat. I'm doing a cable stitch. Something kind of relaxing. I can talk and do this at the same time. I also like to cook. And so, in becoming aware that I'm a pre diabetic woman in my late 60s, oh, my late 60s, yeah, my late 60s, that I also have to, watch my diet and be cognizant of what I put on through my lips. Because if I go from pre-diabetes to diabetes, it's going to be a serious transition. A lot of people think that, excuse me, diabetes can increase the risk of certain. I'm not looking in the camera, it's because I'm knitting. The diabetes can increase the risk of certain health conditions and complications. They even have with Medicare certain Medicare plans that are called C-SNPs. The C stands for chronic. The SNP stands for special needs. So it's recognized, by the oh, I skipped a stitch. It is recognized that diabetes needs to have special attention. But let me tell you something. Even if you have diabetes, it does not mean that you won't qualify for a insurance policy. There are certain criteria that have to be met. So if your A1C is between I think it's 5.7 and 6.4, you're considered pre-diabetic. 6.5 and up, you're considered diabetic. I'm not a doctor. I don't give any medical advice here, but I will say that when my doctor told me that he wanted me to do the metformin, I was adamantly opposed. I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. So what I opted to do instead was the holistic route. So I take something called red yeast rice, and that's to try to control my cholesterol. And I just, kind of like slow down on some things. Like I do love my wines, but they don't love me. Cheese is another one. We have to get back to basics, to more natural, less processed foods. Let's put it that way. Now, because diabetes can increase the risk of certain health complications, it often affects life insurance options as well. So, for example, if your diabetes is well controlled, and you're actively like managing it, you're exercising. That's another thing. Exercise, walking, riding a bike. I'm going to get another bike. I have one, but it's kind of for the kids more. I'm going to get one for me. Swimming, any kind of physical activity will help reduce that, will keep that A1C down and help reduce that glucose sugar level or whatever. You know what I mean? Um, but if your diabetes is well controlled and managed, there are some insurance policies that will even still give you a level day one coverage. But if it is less managed, meaning if you have related complications, if you've been hospitalized, things like that, if you're taking more, see, some people think, oh, my diabetes is controlled, but is it controlled because you're taking 1,000 milligrams of metformin and so many units of insulin? Think about that. It's only controlled by the medications. If the medications are removed, you're not going to have a controlled condition. So if it's well controlled on your own, you can qualify for traditional term or even whole life policies. If it's not, there's still a policy for you. It's called a guaranteed issue. So, a lot of people say, oh, well, I don't want to. Nobody, listen, guaranteed issues, there's nothing wrong with those either. You just have to keep healthy, and the policy will eventually roll over into a level to full face value within 2 years. Some of them are three, but the ones I deal with are two. But I have some insurance companies that will actually give you level day one coverage. Again, it all depends on if you are uh, controlling your diabetes. Give me a second. I dropped my little hat. So here's some tips for getting life insurance with diabetes. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're controlling that blood sugar. Stay on top of that blood sugar levels. And following your treatment plan can help improve your health and increase your options. Pick, pick, pick up a hobby like knitting or crocheting. It reduces stress. Consider a medical exam. If your diabetes is well managed, a medical exam might actually help you qualify for a better rate. Interesting, yes? Work with an advisor. An experienced insurance advisor can help you compare policies and find one tailored for your particular condition. So, like in my case, I actually work with, I would say, maybe about 26 different companies. They're not all final expense, but I do other lines of insurance too. But I do Mutual of Omaha, for instance, Foresters, American Amicable, just to name a few. you know, Transamerica, all excellent companies, and they will help you because you don't want to leave your family without protection. This is Awareness Month. Let's take some action, okay? If you have diabetes and you know that life insurance is available to you, and there are ways to make it affordable. If you're not managing your diabetes, but you're at risk, making healthy lifestyle changes and choices today can make a world of difference. Keep you living, keep you here a little bit longer. Listen, I'm going to put my contact information in the description. I am licensed in over 18 states. Yeah, I think it's 18 now. And if I'm not licensed in the state in which you live, but you would like to work with me, just reach out and I will be sure to get that license. It doesn't take much because I'm a verified advisor. Also, all you have to do is go to www.ladylindabird.online and you'll have an option to place a phone call, come directly to me, my office, or send me an email or schedule a consultation. It was really I could keep go on and on and on, but I guess you guys don't really want to keep, hear a whole lot about insurance. I also want to just talk about, just some other things that we can do as seniors navigating this senior environment. I'm having the time of my life. I have to be honest with you. I'm enjoying it. I I have no complaints. I can sit out here on a Sunday morning and relax with you all and do my knitting and drink my coffee and run my mouth and, you know, yeah. I'm going to go in and cook in a little bit. I've got two little special dishes that I'm going to make. So when I put those up in the video, I hope that you guys come back and watch that. In the meantime, on your way out, please make sure you like and subscribe. I have more tips and tricks up my sleeve for cooking, that is, cooking tips and tricks. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.